Steve in Arlington Heights, Illinois, texts into you. Can you speak to the anti-Confederate hysteria currently sweeping the nation?
Yes, I think that I think people don't really understand much of the history of our country. And just very briefly, and this is on my website and my articles, and I talk about this, and that is in 1783, there was a Treaty of Paris, and the Treaty of Paris ended the war between the colonies in Great Britain. And if you read the Treaty of Paris, it says that there are 13 sovereign nations. That is, each state was a nation, and these states came together as principals in 1787, and they created the federal government as their agent. And principals can always fire their agents. And so, and if you read the ratification documents of Rhode Island, New York, and Virginia, they specifically say in the documents that if the federal government becomes abusive of the powers that we have delegated to the federal government, we have the right to rescind those powers. That is, we have the right to secede. And so most Americans do not understand the, they think that the war was solely to end slavery, but the war was for much more than that. And so, but however, the winners of any war write its history. And so the Confederacy has just, they've gotten really a bad name. And I think that I think that this anti-Confederacy movement is just maybe one more step towards towards abolishing many of our symbols. Now, one can argue whether the Confederacy was right in seceding, and you don't have to be for slavery. You can be against slavery, but that's an independent argument. Did they have the right to secede? And all the evidence suggests, yes, they did have the right to secede because the states were principals and they came together and created the federal government. That is, most Americans today think that, they virtually think that the states are a creation of the federal government. And matter of fact, that's the way Congress acts, that the states are a creation of the federal government, but it's actually the opposite.